Alright guys, who is ready to play some Zuba? We might play some Roblox a little bit later, but we're gonna start off with some Zuba. So let me just switch on over. Gameplay stream, boom! Alright. Oh, guys, I've been sleeping so badly lately. I'm so tired. So, the plan for today, we're gonna play some Zuba, obviously. And let me see. Let me turn my volume. Have you guys seen the Thanksgiving giveaway event thingamajiggy they've got going on? That's kind of interesting. Now, if you're not sure, let's have a look at this here. All right, this is on my phone, so bear with me. This week we are meant to give thanks, so we've decided to thank you by running yet another giveaway. We are thankful for all of our gaming Zoopsters. To enter this post, comment what you are thankful for, and mention if you would prefer 2,500 gems or a character of your choice as a prize. Wow. Top 5 like posts by Thursday, November 26th at 11:59 p.m. will receive the prize they chose. Only appropriate responses will be accepted as valid entries. Guys, go leave a comment. You got 1 day. You got 1 day to go. You got 1 day to go. All right. So, by the way, guys, something that I am slightly worried about, I'm not gonna lie. So I accidentally had my phone plugged into a charger, right? And I kind of dropped that phone, or tried to grab it and pull it without realizing that it was plugged in. And now it randomly connects and disconnects my phone. So you might be thinking like, oh, well, you know, the battery, whatever. Well, it's not the battery that's the problem. The problem is that I mirror my gameplay through the cord. So I have to be very, very delicate with it. Otherwise, it's going to disconnect me constantly. So I'm hoping that all goes well. I'm not 100% sure as to how effective it will be. But that might be a potential issue that I'm going to have to address later. Uh-oh. What happened? What happened? Why is it all black? Hey, give me 1 second. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. So maybe I'll have to get that repaired. I might have to look into getting that repaired properly. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize that this was gonna be a problem until about 5-10 minutes before the live stream as I was getting things set up. And then I realized that this was gonna be a big old issue. So let's it doesn't even say that my phone is plugged in. Dang it! Okay, let me see what I can do here. Can you guys hear the bing bada bing boom 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 bing bing bada boom boom bing bing boom, whatever the heck it's doing. It's doing all crazy stuff. The reason for that is because it's constantly disconnecting and connecting, which is not good. That is not a good sign. Let's see here. Now, if this doesn't work out and I do have to get this fixed up, I can always, you know, I can always try and get that fixed up the good old-fashioned way and just have to go in and talk to somebody, a repair shop, to get that fixed. But that means time. That means time, and we don't have the time right now. Let's grab our free stuff here. What is the new event? Let me see here. New 2-day event. Top Predator with crate helps. Or not crate helps. Crate opening. Alright. That's probably gonna be about, I'd say probably 11K. I think we had one recently for the 2-day. Let me have a look on my channel here, on my Discord server, because they've had a lot of these same kind of events. Yeah, I'll show you. We had this not too long ago. I was pretty close actually with my suggestion. Top Predator with crate bonus. The rewards. What are the rewards looking like? The rewards are looking medium, kind of medium, mid-tier. So I would say, what did I say last time? 9.5K. I'd probably say about the same, 9.5K. If you guys are looking for the 2-day, 9.5K is your answer. So if you're curious about that stuff, as I'm sure some of you are, yeah. Joseph Fishman says, Keeg, I need your help. I have 645 gems. Should I buy a gold crate? I would recommend probably not buying a gold crate. I would save up your gems and use your gems to open bronze toolboxes. That's the most effective method. Wait until you get 10 out of 10 on a bronze toolbox and then open those toolboxes, because what ends up happening is you get the most amount of coins and item tokens. And as soon as you get all of your tokens unlocked for your items for the toolbox, it starts to transfer over to extra coins. And those extra coins are going to be able to improve your character's strength even further. And improved character strength, so if you can get up to like level 10 on some of your characters, that will allow you to get GM2 a lot more efficiently. GM2, you get 100 gems for each character at GM2, right? So that will then translate to more gems that you can get, in which case I would save those gems to power up your characters and try to do the 5% for the 2-day and the weekly events. That's going to be the best way to get your characters. So my recommendation would be that. I know it's a little bit lengthy, but what do we got here? We got standard. Okay, we're gonna invite a couple people here. We'll play with Bionic today, who is one of the top buck players in the game. So let me just send a message to him just to see where he's at, and then we'll play with him, and then we'll also play with Dez, and then we'll grab 2 random viewers from the stream, and we're gonna, myself, Dez, and Bionic are gonna talk, and just kind of discuss strategy and meta strat, how to play buck at the most optimal way, and kind of talking as we go. So let me just find out what Bionic is up to right now. Prodonna. Dang, Prodonna, you're actually so good at like finding those. Oh, there's Bionic. All right, we got Bionic in here. We're just waiting for Dez. Dez is finishing up a game, I think. And I'm going to talk to these guys in live chat. So we're actually going to be in a moderator live chat, just the three of us. And then that way you guys can hear what we're talking about. Let's see here. How is everybody doing on their weekly, by the way? My weekly is looking pretty dang rough, guys. 800 points. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Trust me. Trust me. I will show you guys the code in just a second. I just want to be able to get Dez in here first. Slime says, Keeg, it's so hard to get GM2. Many high levels is doing the Predator. That is correct, Slime. That is correct. I would recommend trying to hide your way during full solo. That is going to be the most efficient way as a lower level, especially to try and get those points for like, you don't need to be first place. Obviously, you don't need to be first place. You can be like 5th place, 6th place. You know, that's totally fine. Yo, Bionic, what's good, man?
What's happening?
Yo.
I just finished eating. So.
Yeah, perfect timing then.
Good to go. Perfect timing.
Yeah, definitely. Let me turn the music down a little bit here, just so it's slightly in the background there, and then we'll turn up that. Okay, so let me see if Dez is available now. Maybe we can get Dez in the chat as well. Or maybe Dez is busy. I'm not really sure.
It's time to get my grind on today. I'm gonna probably get all my characters to GM2.
Yeah. I need to do the same, man. Like, I've been slacking this month.
Oh, you're telling me.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Like, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. I don't think I have any GM2s right now. Do I have any GM2s? Not a single GM2 right now. Dude, I am such a slacker.
Yeah, that's bad.
Absolutely insane. Like, I've got a lot of work to do. How much time is left of the season? I don't even think that there's much time left of the season, is there? What is that?
Oh wow!
4 days?
4 days.
I got 4 days.
Oh my! I didn't even know that myself. That time flew.
Yeah, that's looking pretty rough.
I'm not sleeping tonight. It's looking like.
Yeah, you think so? Grinding it out.
I'm gonna push that 30K.
Wow. All right. Well, we're gonna play some Buck then. I'm not sure where Dez is up. What Dez is up to at the moment, but if he's busy, I don't think I'll bug him too much. Oh, we got 5 slots available for the clan. Let's see who we got. We have no applications yet either. All right. Well, I think we just recently kind of pruned it out a bit. Okay, so you guys are here, obviously. Well, for one, because we're playing Zuba Livestream, but for two, we want you guys to learn how to play Buck to the best ability that you can. Now, Bionic Bryce here, level 16 Buck. Now, if I check your Buck, I think it doesn't tell me how high you've gotten on your Buck, has it?
I don't think so.
I think it will if I scroll up this way, it'll tell me how high you've been, hasn't it? Or maybe not. Yeah, never mind. But what I do know is that you have me #1 worldwide for that.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna kind of copy your build for now, just to kind of see what you've got going on here. I noticed that you don't use jungle boots. I know a lot of people do like using jungle boots on Buck. What are your thoughts on that? About using jungle boots versus not using it?
Well, it depends on like which mode I'm playing specifically. Like for squads, I feel like it's not really necessary because you're playing with people, and if you're playing with like a team that's actually going to stick together, you get all of your attacks and hits and everything with your squad. Like, you shouldn't really be by yourself to where you need that
so it's like
speed.
they'll be attacking other people rather than focusing on knocking you back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Because Buck is an aggressive player. He's meant to be aggressive. So,
Oh yeah,
you don't
for sure.
run away too much. And I don't know. I
Do
just
you
feel
ever
like
find that at higher levels of play that teams will try to keep you at like a distance, like knock back and like focus you down rather than focus on anybody else?
Oh, for sure, because he just does. He's a really effective character in a group of people.
Yeah.
So if someone could really just keep him back, it'll make everything go by a lot smoother.
Yeah.
But
what kind of other characters would you say that like Bionic is really like synergizes with? Like, does he synergize with other like rush type characters, or is it better if you have like a bunch of snipers on your team and that way you can kind of go in and just mess everyone up? Like, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but like,
yeah, it's better to like have at least someone to do this, and like how we have like a Pepper right now, that's perfect, and we got like a Skippy, so someone to at least close the gap for Buck to come in to do some hits, because it's sometimes hard for him to start getting hits off because people can keep him back, whatnot, because of knockback and all that stuff. But if you have some snipers or whatnot, or people that can do a little bit distance to close the gap for him to get in and do some attacks, then
so it's probably good to have like an equal balance of like having some snipers on your team, like, because I imagine that if you didn't have any snipers on your team, like, if you go against a team full of snipers, that it would be very difficult for you guys to like actually put up a fight.
Oh yeah.
Because you're just gonna get kited. Like, all of you guys are probably gonna get kited pretty badly. So something I do know about Buck is like he's really good at ambushing. So for example, like if you're in the bushes and they don't know you're there, and they try to like face check the bush, and you can just charge into them and just unleash everything on them, right?
Oh yeah, it's probably it's gonna be hard to get away.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like, plus if you have that passive going at all times, you're gonna keep your movement speed up, and then that way you can keep them with you. What would you say are like the best areas of the map that you would want to kind of focus your attention to? Like, obviously I would imagine that the grassier areas are going to be really good, but like, because of the limited amount of grassy areas in like the north, kind of the area that we're going to now, like the museum, as well as like the very southern area with the snow and the ice, what would be your recommendations as to like how to play on those areas?
You know what I really try to do the whole time I even just play? I focus on the map and like whichever centering, I try to go to the center or whatever is like a good like hideout kind of spot to like get out of from the middle of the map, so I'm always kind of in better position. You kind of just want to get in good position at all times. Like, I don't really focus on like what area kind of is best for him, just what spot, like say if the circle is closing towards the house and that's going to be middle, of course the house, that's going to be like my spot I'm about to be in. If the fire's closing towards the grass and like the igloo, but it's like more on the igloo, I'm gonna go in the igloo and try to go from there. I'm always trying to start. Is the ice really helpful for Buck? Like, obviously closing the gap is super important for Buck to do, but it's like if you're on the ice, if you're able to kind of control your like direction that you're going in, do you think that Buck is good on the ice or is like really bad? Because obviously if you get knocked back, you're gonna get knocked back even further. It's yes and no. You just gotta really understand where you're going, and because the ice there, you really do be slipping on it actually. So
you really want just them to come to you rather than you go to them.
Yeah. And if I can close the gap and get in my attacks, I'll get it in. But if I can't, I'll pull back and get into like a better position to when I can get some attacks off. If I'm not able to close the gap enough to get hits in, I'm not going to really push too hard. But if I can push it, I'm gonna push it.
Right. So I imagine like we're still waiting for the fire to come out, right? I would imagine like the tip of this like grassy area, along with being near the house, is probably a pretty solid area to kind of sit around, right? So if the fire, so now that like the fire, we know that the fire is coming from the top right, we're probably in a good spot to kind of like hang around here. Since we have 2 health kits, we've got 1 gold, 2 silver. Would we want to like sit around, or would we want to scavenge more? Like, what would be the time where it's like scavenging is not a good idea? You still there?
I got dogs. Hold on.
Oh, you're talking. No worries. Because like I like personally, I would think that like sitting around near the grassy area is going to be more so effective than to try and scavenge and get caught out when you don't want to when you don't want to get caught out. Also, if you guys have any questions in the chat, if you guys are watching, feel free to ask those questions. We're kind of doing a meta gameplay of like strategy, tips and tricks with Buck, how to best perform on Buck.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, the dog is going off right now.
Yeah, no worries.
Someone's coming home, so you know they gotta.
Yeah. Alright, I don't think the I think it's just the one Nix. I think that's the one Nix. They're on their own.
What'd you ask me before I got interrupted? I
was just kind of asking, like, when is the right time as to like when it's not a good idea to continue scavenging? Like, do you want to like find the best you can and then go to the area as soon as possible in terms of like the epicenter with like a good kind of spot? Or do you want to scavenge more to get those items before you like, what's the priority? Is it positioning or is it like items?
For me, it's honestly positioning.
Yeah.
Because the items, you can really work with anything, but obviously items are important. But like now, like you'll never, every game we play, if you notice why we win, is because we're never really in bad position in any game we play.
Yeah.
And it's not because like we're better or anything anyway, just because we always put ourselves in having the advantage. Like every route I run, I move specific. Like every time I go for when I attack, I know that this spot right here, if I get engaged with another group, I'll be good. You know.
So it's kind of like you want to fight from the inside out rather than from the outside
fighting from the inside out. Yes. For sure.
Like if you're stuck on the outside, you're gonna probably get knocked back into the fire constantly. You're probably gonna have to deal with snipers. Like positioning to try and get back into the epicenter is gonna be a massive hassle.
Like we never end up. I don't think we've ever had a game where we're actually inside the fire, trying to fight our way out from the fire. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We are always just walking and you gotta put yourself in that position to really, fight at your best, because each character, every character has, their weaknesses and, their advantages. So, but just positioning, put yourself in an advantage immediately for really any character,
Yeah. So it's like, so as you say, it's positioning is like absolute key to playing Buck. It's
like right
if
now,
if your positioning is bad, it doesn't even matter what kind of weapons or what kind of level or items you have. Like the disadvantage is too great if your positioning is bad.
Like right now, I'm constantly checking my map and just waiting to see which direction the fire's coming.
Yeah. I actually have a habit of doing that as well. It's like, especially when I play Skippy, like every single hop that I do, I hit like the top right corner, just to kind of see like, has the fire come yet? Has the fire come? It's like now the fire we know is coming from the left, which is good because we were just able to, if we need to back off and go back into the savannah area, that's probably where it's going to push us to anyway.
And from here, knowing I'm playing Buck, I'm probably, and knowing the fire's coming away, I'm not going to really pass this fountain area. Like, I want to fight everything.
You don't want to overextend and have someone sneak up behind you.
So everything I'm going to fight right now is from like the fountain back to Savannah. Like I don't want to pass that. You know.
What is like the best way to indicate to your teammates to like, hey, don't overextend kind of thing? Like, because sometimes you might find like, especially the rushers, for example, the Jays, the Skippies, sometimes even Nicks will kind of rush forward and kind of overextend.
No.
Is that just kind of on them? Like, would you make the effort to be like, okay, if they're gonna extend a little bit, I'll extend as well? Or,
yeah, I mean,
or are you just
I feel like the reason why most people extend, well, which I hope, is because they feel confident enough that they can push them and kill them. You know, so if they feel confident enough to be able to push them and, you know, kill them, I'm going to push up and feel confident enough to help them kill them too. You know, because
like
that's the only way.
Where it's like we're kind of pushing a little bit further than maybe what would be necessary, but because we know that there's nothing coming behind us, and we can use like the fountain to hop back over to the bridge if necessary. We don't have to like. As long as we don't have somebody that's pinning us against the fire, like we're on the fire side and they're on
see right now playing as a buck, I'm looking at the map, like where I want to walk is from like the island to like the pillar area.
Yeah, you know, that's what I was thinking as well.
Way, you know,
it's like the little grassy spot right up where I'm going right now, where it's like this is kind of near-ish the epicenter. But it's also close enough to some obstacles where it's like we can also like line of sight or whatever. If you guys don't know what line of sight means, line of sight is a term where you're on the opposite side of an obstacle where they can't target and hit you, but they know where you are.
And if you look at the map right now, just us walking, like we're now in the middle. Yeah. And this is like where I try to always keep myself in a position to where, you know, I can fight my best, you know.
I would imagine that it's even more important when you're playing solo than if you were to play squads. Right?
Oh, yeah.
For squads, obviously, you know, groups are going to be a little bit more close together and kind of going around without really, you know, having to worry about people like sneaking up on you. Whereas in solo, it's like everyone's gonna be everywhere, so you kind of have to spread out more. All right, we're gonna switch some people out here. There we go, guys. Feel free to join. Got 3 more spots. I'm probably not gonna play Brawl Stars. Maybe on Saturday, Ace. I'll probably give it a try on Saturday. However, maybe after a couple hours of Zuba, we'll switch over to some Roblox. I know Bionix mentioned that he's installed it. You're pretty much as much of a noob at Roblox as I am, hey?
Yeah, installed it. I looked around and I don't know what to do.
I know, right? Like that's why I was kind of like someone asked me the question yesterday, like, how come you don't make videos? And I was like, oh, well, right now I'm just live streaming because people can teach me how to play because I have no idea what the heck I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, you know, but there's a couple games that, like, I don't know if you've seen my live stream for, like, some of the mini games that I've played, but, like, they're actually pretty cool. Like, have you ever played Counter-Strike before?
Heard of it.
Heard of it? There's this one called Gun Game, where essentially, if you kill somebody, you get another gun.
Yeah, they got that in Call of Duty.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very popular game. I think it originated in Counter-Strike, and they have it in Roblox as well, where this game called Personal, where it's essentially like a whole bunch of first-person shooter type thing. And honestly, it's actually really, really fun. I played a decent amount of Counter-Strike when I was younger, so it was really nostalgic for me to be able to play it on a different game.
Okay.
But then there's a whole bunch of other things. Like there's this one where we have like medieval weapons, where it's like you have like maces and flails and bows, crossbows, all that kind of stuff. And you're chopping each other up and chopping each other's arms off and things like that. It's pretty cool.
That sounds interesting.
I know, right? I know. It makes you think like, wait a second, you're really talking about Roblox here? All right, so
yeah, I didn't know what thing. Someone told my Roblox, and I thought it was just like one single game, but I got on there.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. Like I've heard a lot about Minecraft. I haven't heard much about Roblox though. So so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. It seems to be really popular, and you know, I haven't given it a try yet, so I might as well give it a shot. And I was really surprised. I planned on only streaming 5 hours on Monday, and I ended up streaming 7.5 hours. So so it's like I just didn't want to stop really.
Okay.
All right, so we're actually in a good spot here with the fire. We're not with the so obviously fight because of how close combat we are. There we go. I imagine that's probably important for all of for most all melee characters is fighting fire. Don't use the cover to your advantage. Tomorrow, can I do an Among Us live stream? I actually don't have a stream tomorrow. I have a live stream on Friday, and then I'll have a live stream on Saturday. Did we just fight Targo Gaming? I didn't even recognize.
It was a Targo Gaming, but I don't know if it was the. I don't know if it was
exactly.
the.
You never know if it's the Targo Gaming or a Targo Gaming.
Yeah.
I know some of the other content creators were kind of asking about having like verified accounts because people can have the exact same name. So it's like you have like a little check mark or something, something to indicate that you are in fact like the original or something, you know? For the content creators, and then that way you're like, yo, I actually played against legitimately like Fear or Targo Gaming or whomever, right? Ace, what's up?
I know when it's Targo Gaming.
What's that?
Said I'll know when it's Targo Gaming. He does all these taunts.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's higher levels as well. It's kind of like if you're playing against Fear, it's like you're gonna be playing against Fear, you know, at max level. If he's anything other than max level, that's not Fear. You know? All right, so I've actually got another question for you. Now,
yes,
obviously, you're level 16, right? So I would say that closing the gap is probably easier because you kind of have a little bit more of a health shield to it, right? So if you take a couple shots trying to close the gap, it's going to be okay. At what level would you suggest is a good idea to make sure that you have jungle boots equipped? Like, is there a certain cutoff as to where it's like you want to be using jungle boots up until this level, or is that for like?
To be honest, I would use this setup for any level. Like, I feel like,
maybe just for like solos then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, only time I would use jungle boots is if I'm soloing, because you know it's going to be pretty hard if you got multiple people coming at you. You don't have jungle boots, you don't have backup. But if you got backup, man, you don't really need them on. You just be up in there and do the work for your team while your team backs you up, and you're good to go. I think it's really effective because if I knew about this, even because I honestly never liked Buck before. Like, he was one of my worst characters. Like, I didn't really even enjoy him. I had him at like 13 for a minute, but I used to have like all the jungle boots set up and all that, but it just was not effective enough for me. I was like, man, something's got to change because I used the setup, you know, people did, but it was just like, I don't know, like, he can do so much more, and I was just dying because I was using too much of my health in battles, and I was like, there is so much more I can do in battles, and I'm not like fighting to my full potential.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, so I'm like, let me
kind of
try.
Like once you have that gap closed, you should be good to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
And just rack up the damage. So it's kind of like jungle boots, of course, it's really good to be able to close that gap easier, but it's like if you are able to close that gap with not using jungle boots and instead going for like cluster bomb or something, then it's going to be more beneficial. If your positioning is good, you're going to be able to close that gap either way.
Yeah, positioning. That's what positioning is key. Like right now, I'm looking at the map. I want to continue to keep this direction left, position middle.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so anytime I engage in my fights, they're all going to be, you know, going in to out. You know, unless people are already in and I just gotta fight going in. But
Yeah.
I'm always trying to get my battles to go from the middle out.
And I would imagine that adrenaline shot's gonna be really, really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when I never used adrenaline either on him. I was against it. I was like, man, I used like the jungle boots and all that. But then I tried one game with adrenaline because I was like, man, I know if I can get engaged with someone, I can fight more without having to worry about my health. Because I felt like he can just really just do stuff.
Yeah.
And after I did it one game, I was like, wow, this is it.
Yeah. Because you just stay on them nonstop.
Yeah,
they're stuck in cooldowns and you're not. So it's
and I was like, man, if I can just get into the right spot to where I can start getting hits off and everything, there's no stopping him.
Yeah, especially and like, I don't know if this is fully correct or not. And also just a side mention to those of you that got that use melee type characters, but you're in the grass, do not give away your position, guys. You know, sometimes I see people that will like throw their bombs because they want to hit someone that's maybe hiding. But the downside to that is that you are using that bomb to give away your position so that if there is somebody in the grass, they're going to know where to avoid or how to ambush you instead. Or even in some cases, they might wait for you to be on cooldown for your bomb and your weapon attacks, and then they're going to jump on you. So it's like, that's pretty rough. Yeah, the chat is pretty dead right now. It's pretty dead right now. That's alright though.
They listening.
What's that?
They listening.
Yeah. And then there's this whole controversy or discussion around knockback bomb with cluster bomb, or like knockback spear. What are your thoughts on that? In the sense of like, the argument is that at a lower level, like if you're like level 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe even 10, especially if you're playing with other higher level people, that if you have a team of snipers with you, that using those items will help kind of control the other, because in my opinion, I think like in the overall sense that snipers are kind of the ones that do the most damage overall, like not like long-term damage, because obviously if a buck gets in there and like messes up an entire team of 5, like that's gonna be pretty solid.
But the snipers can stop that.
Obviously, snipers can just snipe non-stop, especially if you have a sniper that just lands their hit constantly, like really, really solid, able to, you know, get their hits in. Would it be more worth it for Buck to kind of protect, like if you're a low-level Buck, to protect those snipers more than to try and go and damage yourself? Or would you prefer that, like, Buck should be the one to go in no matter what?
It depends on which style they want to play that game. You know, if you want to be that person to really just, you know, protect the crew and put on that knockback and keep people away while, you know, you let your higher level do work, I mean, that's what you do. But if you want to be that person to still just open up and be aggressive, I mean, you can play that same style too. You know, you can still do that while not having.
So it's just personal preference as to like, do you want to be a massive damage dealer, or do you want to help out your teammates and support, like allow them to land more shots, or I guess it also depends on who you're playing with. Like if you're playing with a sniper that you think is not very good at landing their shots, maybe it is better to play a more aggressively than defensively.
Because even now, even without like the knockback, like if I was your level 11 and I was maybe like a pepper and I was playing, I would kind of want you to either be aggressive or for you to just stay next to me and just keep people off me while I'm fighting, like, or just like people getting close, because it's really just about, he's really aggressive, but I don't really care what level he is, honestly. You really just gotta go in there, because you just go in there opens it up for everyone in general, you know, so everyone else takes less hits and you're constantly still being at your, you know, your best potential for buck. You know, even if I was level 7 and there was like 15s and 16s, you know, I wouldn't go in there and stay in. Like, I'll throw my bombs, get a shotgun, and like back off a little bit, but continue to like get my attacks going off in there, you know. But I'll try to avoid as much damage as possible.
Right. So
like right now,
in
like
this
see, I'll
situation
shoot.
here where it's like, since we have one of them down, obviously they're gonna be a lot closer to us. I guess that's something that as a buck, we're gonna be watching out for as well, where it's like, if you have a sniper that downs one of their teammates, it kind of forces them to have to not fight you, right? Because they don't want to stick by that down teammate. So I figure that's probably like a good thing where it's like, if your snipers are able to down one of their team members, which is not super close to their team, you can then like rush over to where their buddy is downed and then kind of camp that area just to secure that kill, right?
Oh yeah, if you could pick one of them off, that's very, very helpful. I mean, after you pick them off, I mean, I wouldn't be as aggressive anymore. I'd just like kind of kick back around the area until like we knock them down, because they're gonna have to pick them up eventually, unless they're just people who just don't care about the teammate, you know. But for the most part, you know, that's the best position for you right there. Just having one of your snipers for sure can get someone down first. I mean, that's huge.
And also, if you are sniping, make sure to and this is for chat, make sure to focus your target. Choose your target and keep trying to go for that one same person with your shots. Don't switch targets constantly, because it's more effective to down an enemy team member rather than to try and get rid of all of their health kits right away. Because if you can down one of their team members, you're gonna force their positioning.
And also,
whereas if you keep on switching, you know, they're not gonna die, obviously, but they can also run away if they need to. Or if they take down one of your teammates, then they control the position. So yeah, I mean that's what I do as a sniper, where it's kind of like I make sure not to switch my targets too often. Is it the same for melee? I don't really play melee too much. But do you kind of focus your targets, or do you just try and cleave as much as you can?
I mean, I just try to, if I'm in there, I try to just hit whoever is close to me, just to keep because I know I'm going to get hit. That's the thing. When I go in, I know I'm about to take a lot of damage. Like, I don't go in there thinking, you know, I'm about to just destroy everyone. I know in there knowing I'm about to go in there and take a lot of heavy damage, and I got to keep my attacks going, or else I'm going to die. Yeah. You know? And I'm like, if I stop attacking, that's when I die. So I just keep it going. Because if I don't, then it's over. And that's for any level. Like, even if there's like level 10s or level 9s, if they're all just attacking at one time, then like if I stop attacking or back off even a little bit to try to like reposition or something, like I can even die from that.
Yeah, you know? Yeah. So it's kind of like once you're on somebody, it's just like just keep on staying on them, because if you try and run away, you're gonna have to go through the whole engagement process all over again. But as you probably know well enough, is like trying to engage and close the gap.
Look at this.
A difficult task.
I got knockback and everything. Look, from here, I know they're coming and pushing. I'm trying to get into like the grass area to kind of get them from the inside.
Yeah. We don't want to be against the fire here.
Oh, good. They about to get this one.
Yeah, the knockbacks are always rough, of course. I think one of the other downsides is that we didn't have very much range on our team. So obviously to engage with those other snipers, to not allow them to land their shots so easily, of course it's going to be tasking. There is a slow mode on the chat, guys. I found that whenever I play Roblox, especially, my my chat just goes nuts, and it just gets spammed a whole bunch. So I put the timer up for future streams. Danger. Yeah, sure. I can do a 3-2-1. I think Bionic is still wrecking those guys currently.
We just finished.
Yeah.
At least I got Prodana.
Now, what are your thoughts on Nitro Spear versus Nitro Shotgun? I figured Cluster Bomb is going to be like always. And the reason for that, I would assume, is because it gives you the widest radius. And a wider radius allows you for more chances for your passive to be boosted, which is to say your movement speed. And movement speed is going to be super, super important for Buck. What would your opinion be on versus Nitro Spear versus the shotgun? I think the shotgun does more damage though, right?
Yeah, shotgun does more damage than the spear, and I've tried both, and you know it's not bad. I mean, you can go either way. If you like spearing, you can go with spear, and you know you like shotgun, go shotgun. But I personally find shotgun more effective because you know that does more damage, and if you can hit your shotgun shots, you know,
yeah,
more, you know, and if you have Vampire T-Phone, you can get a lot more health back from it because you're doing more damage to get more health.
Oh yeah, that's a good point as well, because obviously that's gonna so it's gonna give you more health with the shotgun. It's like obviously the 360's attack is kind of nice, but if you are focusing on your positioning, you should be able to get most everybody within that shotgun radius anyway. I have seen some.
And that's what's very helpful about cluster.
But is bandage good for Buck?
I personally don't think so. No? I mean, it's okay, but like if you're in the grass and you're playing the grass, most people who probably play bandage got jungle boots on and probably around the grass area. I mean, if you're hitting, if you're positioning, like, yeah, you can just get steamed so much, and it's really hard to get back in position if you need to readjust if there's like someone, you know, from distance.
Right.
You know, it just, I don't know. It can be good, but it can be bad. Right? I'm not really, you know, against it, but I'm not like for it.
Yeah.
But it can be helpful. I've used it before. It can be helpful if you're, you know, not in the grass and you know you got a team and you're just going off. But I don't really know. I can't really think of what setup I would use right now for it.
Right.
Because just putting that on, you got to take something off that may be crucial to help you get more hits off or something. You know, and just always sacrificing one item for another. And I don't really think it's too beneficial for Buck. There are benefits. No, it's fine.
Going over to the house is probably the most beneficial here.
Nice time.
I messed up that charge. My bad. Let's see. I'll probably die, but I'll watch and see what you guys are up to.
Where you at? Oh.
Yeah, I got separated from you guys because we had the two teams kind of come in from one side to the other. And unfortunately, I was on the bridge, so I was like, oh, I decided to go south a little bit, but then I messed up my positioning.
I think ever since we engaged in that fountain, I don't think I've stopped fighting.
Yeah.
Going on.
Knocking me around though.
I'm lagging like crazy.
Yeah, I noticed that a bit.
I don't even know what just happened right now. Got straight red barred.
Alright, so Fishy's played 3 times? Sure, I'll switch out Fishy. Alright. One spot available, guys. Join, join, join. One spot available.
What are you guys playing?
Oh, Des, here, let's bring you in.
My bad.
No worries, no worries. We're just playing some Buck, doing some squads, talking about strategy, tips and tricks, what to look out
Obvious.
for Buck. So
Was good, D.
Bryce turned him into my favorite character.
yeah, how are you enjoying?
For
it?
sure.
Is yours at level 16 now?
15.
15
I'm trying to level everybody out. I don't want to make things too difficult.
That's why I
Alright.
started doing.
Pretty much a full team of Bucks here, I think. Oh, there we go.
Oh, we need something for range.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's oh right. I don't know if we have anybody for the 3-2-1 go, but I'm assuming no. I think Danger was the other one. So, Erica Riley. Hello, Erica Riley. How are you doing? We're just talking about Buck and strategies and tips. People might, if you guys want to ask questions about strategies or any Zuber related question, we'll use our knowledge of the game to see if we can help you guys out. So I'm thinking we go up north into the grassy area and kind of dip into the see if we can dip into the house.
Oh, we got a team in here. No.
I don't think it was intentional.
Work game.
As soon as it dropped, I think it like dropped right on top of Color.
Hold on, there's a gold bow.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, nice.
I'm the only one that needs it.
Yeah.
Oh, Packy's in here too. It's gonna be a.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a nice.
So
I
let's
hope-
should we go into the house or should we wait for the fire? Okay,
You got three.
Fire's going left hand side.
Start going. Yeah, I'm gonna push the house. See what's up in there right now.
So Slime has a question. So we talked about this a little bit. Is jungle boots good on Buck? So I think the consensus
Yeah, it's good.
was
I mean, it's
Yeah.
good for every
for
character.
solo jungle boots is very, very good. However, for squads, if you're very good at your positioning, there are going to be other items that are going to be more beneficial.
Yes.
So the answer is yes and no. So no
Ooh,
in
Penelo's
the
in
sense of like, well, maybe for the sense of squads, and yes, definitely for solo play.
Hey guys, let's start. No, this one just got engaged now.
Yeah.
I already started getting something off.
We got some pretty fairly high levels here. Ooh. That was lucky. That Larry was so lucky. Oh, killer! Nice kill, killer. Oh no! Oh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble now.
Wow.
Wow, we actually made it. Well played. Dahlia's Bell, why am I so bad at Zuba? That is a question, unfortunately, I cannot answer. However, if you want to find out how to play better, feel free to ask any Zuba-related question. We'll give you guys some advice and tips on the strategy of the game, and yeah, that can be anything from what kind of items are good for certain characters, or you know, how to plan your steps ahead in terms of strategy as to like the map awareness, where the fire's coming from, your positioning in accordance with that. Yeah. Oh yeah, community reward, guys. Go to your community tab. I think it's on Facebook, right?
Yep.
100
hit
on
at the 100.
Facebook. 100 gems. Get your 100 gems for free, guys.
100 gems free?
Yeah.
They hit the 100,000 mark likes on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to cop that 100.
I think it's a great event anyway.
Erica, absolutely. We'll have 2 spots available where people can rotate. I think we've got one more game before we switch it up. Here we go. That is true. Thank you. Thank you for thank you for the announcement, Kenny. I'm eating some zombies right now. I got a baconator.
Dang.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
It's good. Baconator with extra sauce.
That's that good swine.
It is. Alright, I'm on my way. Alumna asks, Keeg, if you had the most sub channel, what would you do? Now the question is, the most sub channel on YouTube or the most sub channel for Zuba? I think for the first question, I have no idea what I would do, honestly. I would be probably questioning how did I get to this point.
Yeah.
And whatever I did to get to that point, I'd probably continue doing exactly that. I'd probably be doing a whole bunch of contests and giveaways and stuff.
Bro, I'm trying to get the PS4 right now. It's dropped at 6 o'clock. Already sold out.
The PS5? That's crazy.
Yeah, PS5 is sold out everywhere. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I just tried to order it. And yeah, that's insane. I didn't even know that. Good thing I'm not going to cop one. I'm going to get something better.
Yeah.
I hope it's better.
I think we probably shouldn't be fighting too far out of the,
This team isn't the one to worry about.
Yeah.
Nice setup, Skippy. I give him props on that setup.
I know.
People who got that holy sandals on Skippy is very nice. That's
Yeah. Especially with that new buff to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that.
Where are we at right now?
Goodbye, Nix.
There's a team on our right that we need to worry about.
There's a team on our right? Okay.
You see where you guys are walking and where I'm walking?
No.
This is where I'm always thinking about my position. This is why I'm always... I don't know if you guys are in a fight, but
No.
Yeah.
this is just
Skip.
when I'm
we're
coming.
not in a fight, but we're kind of like, at least for me, I'm positioning myself in the way where if I have eyes on the team that's over on the right hand side, so long as I can cut them off so that their back is always towards the fire. At least that was my theory. And that way, once we get to this grassy area, then
You're probably seeing something I didn't see though, so everyone else seeing stuff.
I think it was the one Skippy. I didn't see anybody other than that though.
So we
There's
only
a
got
team up
4.
north I know still, unless that's the
Yeah.
last team.
That's it.
All right, we probably
Okay.
will want to stay in the grass here. Yeah, this was something that I was worried about, because like if we're in the grass, we're gonna have the benefit of being able to not get pushed out of the grass, and like especially if we're trying to like push onto the grass. But oh yeah, by the way, Kenny, I decided to get premium, so now I can fight you with my chainsaw in Roblox. So good luck. Good luck. I'll be able to fight you on even terms. And as I said, we'll probably play some Roblox a little bit later today. Maybe in about an hour or so.
Bow!
So there's the team over here.
With Nix's, I always try to like, you know what's best too? If you're fighting Nix, if he's gonna fight you too, try to like shoot your nade into like the angle of what you think he's gonna you know, do his active end and then charge the
Yeah.
opposite direction.
Right,
You know,
right.
so that way you're kind of trying to keep him in the middle, and maybe after, you know, you get your charge, you can probably get a shotgun off to get your active going or something.
Right,
You know.
right. And like, do you use your charge as soon as it's off cooldown, or do you like, especially like if you're in the
Oh no.
no, you save it for closing the gap, right?
Oh yeah, save it for closing. If I can get the charge off and I know the charge is going to allow me to get a hit off after that charge, then that's when I do it. If not, I don't really. I mean, I use it to like get a little bit of speed because, you know, I don't have jungle boots on, you know,
Right.
so I can get to where I need to a little bit quicker. But if I see the enemy team coming, I'll save my charge until, you know, I know it's in a distance to get it off.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I use it to avoid
Avoid
an
damage or
attack.
get into a position quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
So it's like if
2
you're
or
trying to like
3
rush over to
teams.
the grass as soon as you can.
mm-hmm.
I do that sometimes. All right, let's ready up and let's get another game going. I'll do a 3, 2, 1 counter for you guys.
What about Toolkit? Toolkit's always so controversial.
Yeah, yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So so this is just it. I know Toolkit is really good for like lower levels who are in solo. They're trying to hide their way to, you know, they're trying to hide their way to Now, I kind of had this theory where it's like, if you didn't have like adrenaline shot or something, or if you didn't have vampire teeth, that Toolkit can actually be a pretty solid alternative if you did have that one and not the other two. And the reason being is because not necessarily for, you know, the barrels specifically, but that kind of shield will be nice to be able to take the extra hits when you're trying to engage. However, I mean, I would assume that having a barrel could also be quite good if, you know, you do your damage, or if you need to disengage somehow, like maybe things are getting a little bit too heated and you need to back off.
I gotta go
pop
ball.
into a barrel so that, you know, if you get hit, you don't take any damage, but you get knocked back in the direction that you're trying to go to. But what would your thoughts be on kind of like using Toolkit to your advantage as a buck? Providing, of course, you don't have the other items.
I think there's too many items for Buck that he can be
I
more
don't know.
beneficial.
I personally wouldn't recommend it, to be honest.
Not for Buck. Not for Buck, but other
No.
characters,
Yeah, other
it's
characters are
questionable.
most beneficial. For Buck, I personally wouldn't even put it on. There's so much other things I would put on before even thinking about a toolkit. You know.
What would your like list of like alternative items be
Besides jungle boots
besides jungle boots? Yeah.
and stuff we talk about. I mean, there's not many. I mean, you could play around with some stuff, but I really just feel like just cluster and, you know, have vampire teeth and, you know, adrenaline really effective, and then you just have whatever else you want on after that. I mean, I don't think. I mean, toolkit is nice, and, you know, I understand why, you know, take a little bit extra hits, but you're sacrificing something else for that. You know, say you take off your adrenaline or whatever from toolkit just to get, you know, the extra. But now, like, if you get in a battle, you know, you still gotta focus on, you know, that health you gotta get, or, you know, you're probably, you know, not fighting at your full potential still because you're not giving yourself that extra that you could be getting. You know, I don't know. It's just I don't think it's really good for Buck personally, but it's definitely more effective for some other characters.
What about like for Bruce? I know you play Bruce a lot.
Mhm. I never really tried it, so I can't really say. But it depends. I'm trying to think of like a setup I could use. I mean, it actually could be effective for Bruce in a way because
You could close a gap, but
yeah, with him, And you know, I will for sure have jungle boots on, and I'm thinking what jungle boots, toolkit, probably
Shotgun.
Yeah, but I probably want vampire teeth and cluster. Unless I'm playing solos, I'd probably put shotgun instead of cluster.
I feel like something that they could change to make toolkit more effective is if they were to make it so that if you were in a barrel, that you don't actually get knocked back at all. You know what I mean? It gives you immunity to knockback. I wonder if that would change. So, like, especially for those rushing characters, like Jade or Larry, even.
Could you imagine
like, yeah,
getting
like,
in?
I mean, even with Buck, where it's like the ability to be able to close the gap where you don't take any damage and you have an immunity to knockback, I feel like would be pretty valuable. But of course, they would have to make that change.
They gotta consider that in the update.
Imagine a D-rank Jade coming in at like GM4s, and just as soon as she climbs in there, that no knockback, it'd be dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't know if you used to play when Buck used to have knockback
immunity.
Like when he used to charge, he didn't get knocked back. You know,
I miss that.
Really nice. They should bring that back. I don't know why they took that off.
Some of the tanks, I mean, you think about it, their weight, I would wish they would have a little more immunity. I think they were in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. Eric O'Reilly asks, who is your favorite YouTuber? Overall YouTuber or Zuber related? I mean, my favorite YouTuber, I don't really know. In terms of like longevity, the one that I've watched consistently the most is probably Philip DeFranco. Maybe another one that's fairly newish that I watch regularly is this guy named Mr. Ballin. He does videos on kind of like scary stories and stuff, or like missing persons stories, and he's a really good storyteller. He's a fairly new like channel, but he has really high like subscriber count very quickly. So Prodonna, when am I gonna play Roblox? Probably 45 minutes, buddy. Carter, how's it going, Carter? Valita, Keek, my favorite live streamer is you. Oh, thank you so much, Valita. I appreciate it. And Kenny, I have considered the game that you posted. I think I will pick up that game. I think I'll give it a try. It looks like it got a really good review, so I'll have to look into that game and maybe make some videos on it, or maybe I'll try live streaming it on Saturday. Not sure. Valid, are you ready for another game? What are your thoughts on defib on Buck? Like for squads?
That's good. I mean, you know, defib is good in general for a squad just to pick someone up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just always sacrificing an item, just whatever you sacrifice for something, you know? The defib is definitely good.
Mm-hmm. It's worth the spot. It's worth more than.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a spot, a tryout.
Yeah, I know it's like the high level of play. Like defib is considered a must by a lot of top tier players.
No.
Did you miss it? What was the legend?
No, he just had coffee on, so he was able to pick it up. What were you saying before?
I can't even remember now.
I can't even remember.
Defib and high spike.
Defib with high level of play, where it's like a lot of people that play at the high level say that defib is like a must.
Yeah, you know, there's some people who won't even play with you if you don't even have to.
Yeah, that is so very true. There's whole clans that don't play if you don't play with them.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what's funny? The only reason I don't really mean this in like a bad way, but the only reason why you really need defib
It's
is
because you're bad at positioning and you get yourself killed too often.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
yeah,
That's my opinion on it. And it's so funny. I haven't even been public about mentioning that because everybody says like defib is a must. Like I won't play with you without it and all that kind of stuff. And like I knew it was so highly controversial. Where I'm like, I don't want to use the defib because it's like it's just an excuse to not play well. It's just kind of like if you get down and you die, it's probably because one, your positioning was not very good and you died in a spot where you can't get resurrected. Or two, you kind of were playing sloppy and decided to go in on something that you probably shouldn't have, and that caused you to get into that kind of situation. So either way, it's kind of like me using defib is like a way for me to be like, okay, you're not as good of a player, so therefore I have to make sure that. But then again, I haven't played at a very, very high level of play, so I don't have the experience. So
it's so easy to make a mistake. It's just way too easy to make a mistake.
And people get mad at me, so it's like I will never put on defib when I'm playing. Like I'll never put on. And people get mad at me sometimes because they go down, but I don't. They're like defib, but if you actually just switch your setup to something that you can actually stay alive with and not needing a defib, you don't even need the defib. Just put on something, keep yourself alive, and stay up. And people who got their setups, they can keep you off until they pick you up. But defib, it really just, that's why sometimes people go down and like one after another. You got to defib so many times, and you need multiple people with defib, because if you don't, just that one, you're still going to be in bad position because someone had to, go out there and do whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
But if everyone just has, a good setup or whatever they got to just stay alive, that's not necessary.
Yeah, that's what I think. Especially like, for example, if you're playing a sniping character, right? If I'm playing a sniping character, I'm probably not going to use defib, and the reason for that is because the only times where I'll ever die is because I get rushed by some other character, because I shouldn't be on the front lines as a sniper, right? Like it just shouldn't happen. Like, that's probably not the best position. So if I'm using a defib as a sniper, I'm not going to be rushing over to the buck or the jade that ends up dying in melee range, because that's going to put me out of position to save you. The only case on where I would need a defib in the back is if one of my fellow snipers was sniped and got downed. But even then, it's kind of like, well, if your positioning is okay, they're going to be down in a spot where you can just kind of dodge on top of that area, because it's not going to be like amongst everybody, right? So that's kind of my thoughts on it. And it's like, as I say, I didn't want to say anything right away, because I was like, I don't have the experience in a high level of play to be able to vocally say that. So to have somebody also, it looks like the team broke. Let's get you guys back in here. But it's like to pretty much have somebody agree with me, like someone that is experienced, it's like it's like
I'll co-sign the hell out of that.
That's like, I'm not being like rude about it or whatever.
Oh, no.
I make too many mistakes. I prefer to have the defib on.
I'm glad you think that way, because people
That's the truth.
all the time. I'm like, bro, if you think about it, I don't even say it to him, but just in my head, I'm like, man, think about it. It's just because you're just bad, honestly. Like you're positioning, you put yourself in.
You don't want to die on top of their group, right? It's like you don't want to die in the middle of a group of enemies.
Rather than just having something solid to where you can keep yourself up, you're in good position, and you got all your items that you need, instead of taking something off that may help you in battle, because you're worrying about having to pick someone up if they go down. And it's just, I don't know.
So we've got a live comment here asking a question for you. What legendary weapon is the best for Buck, or what would you rank the legendaries for Buck?
Ooh, well, for
That
sure,
question was asked by Kashi.
I gotta say shotgun. It depends on the items you have on. Now, if you don't have cluster, the shotgun is the best legendary. But if you have on cluster, I will say the grenades is the best legendary for Buck. Because if you're going in there with like a squad and you can get a more damage. Clusters does extra damage, and you got a legendary, so it's gonna be the most powerful nades in the game, and you can get more health from your vampire teeth and everything because of your nades. Like everything is a lot more beneficial.
The blast radius is massive as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. But if you don't got the cluster, I would say for sure shotgun. But yeah.
So it was bomb, shotgun, spear, fighting. If you have cluster bomb, if not, then it would be gun, assuming bomb, and then spear. I'm guessing spear would be the last.
Oh, spear is last for sure.
In any case, yeah.
Yes, sir. Hey, we got a good loadout right here.
Kind of forced to have to use a nitro spear instead of a nitro shotgun. In which case, maybe spear. You want to get like that range of being able to clip every single person to get that health back.
Milo would be the only character where the spear could actually be significant.
I mean, still,
Yeah,
even though I
that's probably
think
true.
I think nades do more damage than the spear, right?
I
can't confirm that, but even so, it's like I don't know. Spear's nice. It's just
Not as powerful.
that has more range that can get more, that does the most damage for me. I'm always just what was most beneficial. It's not that the spear's bad. I mean, it's good, even but
Right.
there's just stuff that may be a little bit better. I'm gonna go grab this meg here right quick. See that Nyx? Oh wait, he got a nitro shotgun. He's a pain. But this is how you work it right here. You want to see something? I ain't got jungle boots or nothing. I ain't gonna be able to catch him right now. I'm gonna have to see. But then right here, I don't even want to push too hard because the storm's coming in. He's gonna be pushing in here, and then that's when I'm gonna catch him. I'm gonna clip his legs. I gotta be careful. I'd like to talk sometime, but I'm not gonna talk too much right now.
Nyx have the ability to kite like no other, though. I mean,
Oh yeah, that buff they did was amazing. It's annoying but great.
depending on what side of the fence you're playing Nyx.
I mean, you seen what I did the other day, and then it's like just because you can't really touch that man. Like he's so hard to like.
Yeah,
It's insane.
that was my plan. I was pretty shocked.
Yeah, it's Nyx. It ain't me. It's Nyx. That man, you just can't touch him. Oh, my bad, buddy. Oh, I thought I was on him.
Oh, you almost have it.
Oh, someone else about to go. See you in the afterlife.
Kenny has a question. Best build for Steve at level 10.
Oof. Good
If you
question.
have everything, I would go Nitro Bow, Vampire Teeth, Jungle Boots, and Adrenaline.
Jungle Boots, eh?
Yes, sir.
I don't use Jungle Boots when I play Steve, but honestly, I play really badly with Steve, so I probably should. I probably should be playing.
And you know, I ain't going to talk too much about Steve because you know this is a little bug thing, but I got some stuff for Steve. I just got my Steve today to GM2, and like I have him at a 15. I never played with him at a 15, just upgraded him today.
Right.
But I've been playing with him at like a level 12 for the longest, but I was like, man, I've just been trying to figure out what can I, best, be beneficial. I'm like, the thing is about Steve, he has that one, jump in and go down, but it's like after he comes down,
How do you get out? Yeah.
it's hard to get out. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I need something to help me get out. And I start to fight, towards the grass now. So when I land, I at least got some speed to come out.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. That is
know?
something I didn't really think about too much. It's like one
Just
thing that I
really helpful.
tried with Steve was using the toolkit, and then that way when I drop and use all of my damage, that I hop into a barrel as soon as I finish my opener. Like I drop down, do my damage, use my bow, sweep with my spear, and then shotgun as I'm kind of trying to get a little bit more distance, and then I'll hop into a barrel to be able to avoid some incoming damage where they'll knock me out of the way and out of like it kind of allows me to disengage quicker. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just switch over to Steve and I'll kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So after this game, I'm gonna give it a try and kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. But I like the idea of like trying to set it so that you drop down near like a grassy patch where you can then run over and switch up.
And that's the only thing that I'm always just thinking like, what can I play to my best potential with each character?
Yeah.
You know, and with him, I was like, what is his weakness? And I try to like make the weakness stronger. It's really hard.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I'm like,
it's kind of like I think the same way where it's like, what are the weaknesses of each character and what are the items that help with those weaknesses in the most beneficial way? And then there's another thing where it's kind of like, what is how big is the weakness? And if the weakness is extremely large, should I then just try and focus on like increasing my strength and just leave my weakness very weak and just be conscientious of it? Or should I try and mitigate the disadvantage?
yeah.
So it's kind of like Pepper, for example. Pepper, I kind of use that where it's like I don't really focus too much on the weakness and kind of strengthening the weakness. And the weakness being getting rushed from like certain characters. Finn, Jade, Nyx, all of those Mollies, like the ones that can rush in very quickly, the Larrys even. And I know that some people will use helium canister to use their active to kind of knock those characters away. Or they'll use like knockback spear. But I kind of focused more on increasing my strength. It's like I use Nitro Bow, for example, when I use Pepper. And a lot of people are like, yo, like Nitro Bow, like Pepper already has like really high range, like why would you use Nitro Bow? But the reason why I use it is the velocity as well as that extra bit of range. Like if I can land my shots properly, I can shoot someone from super far away, and because I like to individually target and stay on that target until I can get them down rather than going for whatever's the easiest to hit at the time, it allows me to like take out players on the other team and have them down, where that makes the rest of the team stationary, where then, you know, the people on my team, which are like the Bucks, the Dukes, all that kind of stuff, are able to like take advantage of the positioning so that it's like they don't have to keep on chasing a fully alive team, and now they can just sit on one of the dead bodies because that's going to be easier than trying to chase them down, right? So that's kind of why I use the Nitro Bow. But then again,
I thought it was interesting why people do that. I don't do it.
What's that?
So I think it's pretty interesting that like people do that. I understand like the reason for it, but I don't know. Pros and cons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never used this, so I can't really say too much. But
yeah, it's like it's kind of like it also really does depend on what I have on my team. I think who else I have on my team and the composition of my team is just as important as to like how I'm building for whatever character I'm playing as well, right? So it's like, and I think we're gonna see a lot more of that once Zuba starts getting into like the whole like squad, like I think they're coming out with squad groups. So like a squad team where you have a team name and like you have a squad ranking. When they have that, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of like those types of synergies and like what kind of builds work well with other characters or whatever. So like as I say, like if I'm playing Pepper but I have a whole bunch of snipers on my team, in which case I'll probably use a lot more knockback stuff, right? Because obviously none of us want to have people rushing in on us. But if I have characters like Earl or Jade or like Buck or some of those closer range characters, I'm thinking like, I might not need to use the knockback as much because obviously they're gonna be around to, you know, they're gonna hate me if they're fighting something and then I knock them back with a spear and then now they're like 10 feet away from the Buck and the Buck is like, okay, well now I have to disengage because you just knocked back my target kind of thing, right? I was gonna play Steve, I think it was. Where's my Steve? There's Steve. So the build I was gonna use was
Another thing though with Steve too, like when I played the jungle, like I don't really fly to go into my attacks unless I know I go in there and I can get out successfully without taking too much damage. I'll fight as if I'm like a melee character that can't fly.
right,
You know what I mean? So I run in, get my bow shooting off, my shotgun, and then I'll come back out, and then like I go back in and like do the same thing because I don't really want to fly out unless I need to like escape to reposition, or I know when I get dropped, it's gonna get a kill.
Yeah. So it's like don't use it as like your engager and your opening like every single time. Use it when it's required. I think that's one of the reasons as to why I am not very good with Steve, is because I jump the gun and I use my drop way too often, and find that it's like I didn't really need to use my drop there. Like I probably could have closed the gap without having to use it, and then used it as a disengage if I needed to. So that's my problem. Obviously, drop down is perfect and it's great. Yeah, I'm almost at 800 subs. We're getting really close here, actually. Yeah.
It was my very first ever GM4 character. Very first. I used to like him.
The Lizzie was smart.
The Lizzie needs some milk.
Oh, I used it, but I was too late. You can see the cooldown. But I figured as soon as I was able to get one of them down, I was like, okay, that's gonna be good for you guys to catch up, because they were constantly kiting you, I think. But the Lizzie was good by using that spear thrust to avoid the drop down. Nihal, what's up, Nihal? How you doing?
Very good traffic control. And see, right now, what I'm thinking, I want to fight the I'm automatically started, pushing back towards the house.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if I push any further, it's gonna put me in that position.
There's no point. You want to get it. The fire's coming in our way anyway. It's like now it's just a waiting game. We have the advantage, and we don't want to get rid of that advantage.
And a lot of people like over push. Sometimes like you keep pushing, but they still level 1. They still have the advantage.
Yeah. Especially with this many Nyx characters, where it's like, even if you do catch up to them for like a brief moment, they're probably gonna like, still kite you, unless you can kill them right away.
But yeah, doing that nade angling thing is very effective. You do that a lot.
The which one?
Where you throw your nade and like to the left side, but then you do like a charge to the right.
Oh yeah. Like set like the bait and switch.
Set them up. Yeah, it's very effective.
Yeah.
Or even like when someone's coming out the river or somewhere, water, or coming across, like throwing the nade in the direction that they might be exiting to stop them, to slow them down from coming out or something, or even from the fire, like throwing it into a direction to put them in a bad position for you to be in a better position to engage, Because it's kind of slow, but you really just gotta just angle yourself to get something off.
Yeah, and that's why cluster bomb is
And
also
keep
very
it going.
good as well for
Going. Oh yeah.
because it sets up those like bait and switches where it's like, yeah.
It can catch that little extra nade might catch someone that's, backing off that a regular nade might not have got. Because sometimes it's like my active. There's been times when I've played some games without it and I wasn't getting as many nade hits off from like someone who's faster than me. Then if I had cluster, that little extra might nip them to where I can keep my active going and catch up to them. So
Yeah.
it's very beneficial. What you got on right now? Toolkit. Vampire.
Yeah. I didn't really use the toolkit last match though. I'm gonna give it a try this time and see what happens.
Got Velada going with the doctor's coat cookies. Nice.
What are your thoughts on Doctor's Coat? What would need to be changed for it to be more usable? Like an overshield?
Maybe.
Like
I just don't. Yeah, it just kind of sucks that you use it only like when you're hurt, and I don't know. You really gotta get someone in range. I think maybe. I don't know. Maybe an overshield would be nice.
Yeah.
But it's not as useful as it could be. Maybe. I don't know. I can't think of that right now. You hit me off the spot without. I haven't thought about a doctor's coat. I used it a lot. Only on Lizzie, because
on Lizzie? Yeah, I've used
but...
Doctor's Coat on Lizzie before, where it's like if someone's too far away.
But other than that, I don't know. It's an okay item.
I don't see it used too often though. Like the ones that I see it used the most on is like Bruce, Shelly, and
I've never seen it on Bruce.
You haven't seen it on Bruce?
No?
I've seen it on Bruce like not obviously not very frequently. Honestly, I kind of see the Doctor's Coat just rarely in general. So it's kind of like when I do see it, those are kind of like the characters that I think of. The ones that I see.
You really just don't see it that often.
Yeah.
You really don't. It's a great idea. I just I don't know. Because people don't really want to play as like this, unless someone really just wants to play as a support, but a lot of people want to be, doing damage and attack, and they want kills, I would hope. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's like, really, what do you want that on for, unless you're just going to play the support? And if you're going to play support, you better have, that's when I think like bandage and maybe cookies and all that stuff is effective, because you're really just trying to keep your team alive and do what you got to do. So if you can stay alive long enough to keep your team alive, you'll be good. But I don't know. I don't know what can really help that out.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing so badly. I'm trying to get this deep. But yeah, I know what you mean, because it's like whenever I play Lizzie, I think my main focus is on obviously like on keeping my team alive. But I think like my positioning in terms of like defensive positioning is really, really like attentive as to like where are my teammates, where are they going towards, and sometimes like I'll be checking like the back to make sure that we like kind of those things where if I am playing a support character, I want to have more hyper awareness of my surroundings so that I don't kind of tunnel vision if I were to attack, like go on the attack with other characters, right? So it's like, I think in those times I'm like really thinking more about like, okay, where are the other teams? Where are they going to be coming from? Can I set up my gummies or whatever, so that I can set it up that the next fight that we already have the gummies set up as to like where the next fight's going to be, if it's going to be close by, right? Let me
And
see
you
if
want
I
to be
can,
close with it because it will suck to get stuck.
I think I can steal their spear. I'm gonna steal their spear. I knew that you guys probably wouldn't be able to get close enough to it, so I did just end up grabbing it. I think they've got a gold spear as well. So that's gonna work out nice.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna die. Oh boy. I don't know why I'm lagging.
Oh, I did some work there. I did some work. Oh no, they're gonna get that help. No! It sucks because I think we only have one item, right?
I've been throwing the same copper bond or whatever bronze.
Yeah.
No.
I probably shouldn't have fought it. Dynacall, when is Roblox? Roblox gonna be another 20 minutes. So I probably shouldn't have engaged in that. That was my bad. That was a silly idea. Yes, the slow mode is up, guys.
Happens.
It's at like a 10-second slow mode. The reason for that is because last night, or no, 2 nights ago, I got spammed like a lot during my live streams. So in order to avoid that problem in the future, I have it set up for like a 10-second delay or 10-second slow mode. All right, let's see if this can work out again. I'm gonna try going with the Steve again. Get that shield. We got a gold bow over this way. I think we already have bows though. Yeah, we do. Oh my gosh, I'm taking so much extra damage and I shouldn't have. Slow mode is on because people spam whenever doing Roblox. That causes a few problems. Yeah, Kashi's been a very, very good moderator, by the way. Thank you so much, Kashi, for all the help. You've been doing a really good job there. There we go. No, Velita died. Let's see if I can get to Velita. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get to Velita. I think you're in trouble there. Okay, we're going to drop down. Oh, okay, we got knocked back there. That's actually not too bad. I need a, okay, let me see. Can we close the gap on the Milo? Oh no! Milos. Why are Milos so good? I'm pretty good with knockbacks though. Their backs are to the fire though, so if I do end up dying, you guys can use the grass. You guys don't have to save me.
And no, am I the only one here? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I tried too much trying to pick you up, and I don't know. Jump back up.
No! My phone switched again. Oh, there we go. We're back up. I see. No worries, Velita. Your phone died? You were a bot. I think I might be. Maybe I'll be switching over to Roblox. Did you guys want to switch over to Roblox now, or did you guys want to wait until for 15 minutes? Also, Bionic, did you want to join for Roblox, or did you have a bunch of stuff to do in Zuba?
I gotta get this Zuba grind done.
Yeah, no
I'm
worries.
slacking.
I understand. I would do it myself, but I think I'm just gonna have to pass on this season.
Yes, sir. I realized how the timing on this. I was like, wow, I gotta actually do a lot. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Once a good GM3
Dez is back in here.
I'm satisfied.
Joseph says happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys as well. Or happy American Thanksgiving. I already had Canadian Thanksgiving, so this is like the second time I've had a happy Thanksgiving, I guess.
Charlie.
Yeah, the update's probably gonna come out tomorrow. For sure.
Dogs are active.
Oh, I destroyed it. I didn't mean to do that. Let me get my shield. Shield from the barrels. Did they get rid of barrels? There used to be so many barrels, but now I see very few. Alright, there's a barrel.
You gotta
here.
be very careful. We don't have no medkits.
Yeah. I wonder, I'll probably get
Where
that
is-
silver.
I got one. I got one there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Let's drop down on these guys here.
I think,
Anyway, drop down on them again. Go for the kill. No! Well, I avoided some damage there. Okay, he made a mistake. I'm just gonna dash this way. Oh, I made a mistake. I made a mistake! Okay, I'm gonna get out of there. Go back to the team. Oh, I get him. Oh, so close. He's gonna keep going.
Oh,
Yeah,
got him.
there he is.
I don't know how.
that was getting sketchy.
Alright, we're coming back to you guys.
Oh, no medkits.
Oh, let's make it over here. Good. Oh,
Oh
never
no,
mind. I
no,
thought
we
you were
just
close enough.
we just killed the squad. No medkits.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
beautiful. So that's when I got.
There's only 3 left.
Yeah, there's one over here. Pepper. Oh, there's a whole group over here. They're actually fairly high levels. Level 14. Double O. Alright, let's I think we'll have to line of sight. We can use the fountain as line of sight until the circle gets
Actually, made
smaller, I
me
think.
nervous.
See if I can dive bomb.
Oh,
Oh, I'm dead. GG.
Look at that Bryce with no kits.
Oh no, I lost connection on my phone again. Oh, there we go. Back up. I think I'm gonna switch over to Roblox now. So I'll
Fair
probably
enough.
end this stream now, and then I'll set up another one for Roblox. Thank you very much for joining, everybody. I think if you guys want to play, make sure to like and subscribe. It helps a lot if you guys haven't already. I think you guys have already liked and subscribed though, so good job, good job. Thank you so much, guys. But I'm gonna switch over to some Roblox, guys. If you guys want to join and play Roblox with me, feel free to join. That's gonna be posted in the live stream chat. I will make a notification about that to let you guys know. And yeah, let's play some more games. I'll be back in a second.
King, thank you.
Yeah, of course, no worries. Also, do you want me to add your YouTube link, or did you want to save it for when you launch?
I'll wait.
You wait? No worries, no worries.
Yes, sir.
People know your name. People
Yes,
know your name.
sir. All right, thank you very much for your time, bro.
Anytime.
Get
Thank you very much for joining.
sleep.
And thank you very much, Des, for you joining as well.
Thanks for having us.
Had some good games, and we'll have to check out some other characters as well, and kind of go through the characters and the pros and cons of each characters, the strategies, the tips and tricks, all that kind of good stuff.
Sure.
And hopefully people get to know about it, and we'll have some more people checking it out next time. All right, bye guys.